Today our topic is modals. Generally we use modals in the sentence or in grammatical sentence, but we don't know about the rules of modals, how to use modals in a sentence, and serious mistakes are committed by us in using these modals in the sentences. But for correct use of modals, we should know about the rules and proper use of modals. So there is not so much possibility of errors in using modals in a sentence. So using modals, first we should know about the meaning of modals and the use of or the proper use of using modals in a sentence. So modals, part of verb. As we know that verbs has two types. First one is principal verb and second one is auxiliary verb. So verb is a word revealing action of the sentence and which has two types of verbs. First one is principal verb and second one is auxiliary verb, or you can say principal verb or main verb. And you can say auxiliary verb, helping verb. Principal verb is the main action or is the main verb which is used in a sentence, which denotes action of the whole sentence. So principal verbs has three types. First one is transitive. Second one is intransitive. Third one is incomplete verb. What is transitive verb? The verb or main verb like read, write, listen, hear, see, eat, go, come. These types of words are under the category of principal verb, and transitive verb is a part of principal verb, or you can say main verb. So transitive verb are those words or are the words of verb which are used with object, which needs object. Like a sentence, he writes a letter, he reads a book. In both the sentences, read and write, both the words are the principal verb or you can say main verbs, and which needs and which are used with object, and object in these sentences are in first sentence is a letter, in second sentence a book. So these transitive verbs are those verbs which are used with object. Second part of principal verb is intransitive verb, which are used without object, like he studies, I sleep. So these are the main verbs. In first sentence study and in second sentence sleep. These are the principal verbs which are used in a sentence without object. So these verbs are intransitive verb. Another part of principal verb is incomplete verb, or you can say revealing no action. See this sentence, like you are sad, you are intelligent, you are happy. You are happy. In this sentence, are is used as principal verb or main verb, because we put these is, are, am or was, were under the category of helping verb. But in incomplete verb, these words are used as principal verb, so these words are the part of incomplete verb, which is a part of principal verb. So these are the three parts of principal verb which are used in a sentence. And the second type of verb is auxiliary verb, or you can say helping verb. Like in the sentences of tenses, we use verb, main verb as well as helping verb to complete the sense of the sentence. So they both types of verbs, principal verbs as well as auxiliary verbs, are used in tense sentences. Like he is writing a letter. In this case, his word is helping verb and the writing verb is main verb. So both the types of the verbs are used in the sentences of tenses. And our today topic, modals, are the part of auxiliary verb, or you can say helping verb. So we should know about what's modals. And when we use modals in special conditions or in special cases, because we use all rest of the other helping verbs in a sentence, but modals are used in special cases, or you can say special conditions of the sentence, because modals means to express the mode of the action which is denoted by the main verb. So the meaning of modals is, and the use of modals in a sentence is used to express the mode of the action of the sentence. So we use several types of modals like will, shall, would, should, can, may, could, used to, have to, and ought to, need, must, dare, etc. under the category of modals. So we use modals to express the mode of the main action which is denoted by the main verb of the sentence. We start modals with the word will or shall. First use of these modals, will or shall, and generally we use in future tense, but in modals, in special cases, these words are used interchangeably. Means will is used in place of shall and shall is used in place of will. So in what cases we used these words interchangeably? Let's see. In case of permission, necessity or threat or determination or command, we use will in place of shall and we use shall in place of will, because generally in future tense we use will with he, she, it, they or rest of the other subjects, and shall is used with I or we. But in modals, in special cases of the sentence, we use shall with he, she, it, they, etc. And we use will with I or we. In case of permission, necessity or threat, determination or command. Let's see the example of these cases. Like the sentence, he shall help you, I will help you. We have used shall with he and will with I. Why? Because this is the case of permission. He shall help you and I will help you. So in this way we use shall or will. And the next case is necessity. Like sentence, commit this mistake, you shall be punished. This is the case of necessity or threat. We have used shall with you. And another example of this type of sentence, like, if I commit this mistake, I will be punished. So you can see in both of the sentences that in first sentence we have used shall with you, and in second sentence we have used will with I. So these are the examples how to use will or shall interchangeably. And the third example of determination, or you can say the case of command, let's see the example of these cases. The example of the children will get sweets on Children's Day. This is the case of like determination. And the another example, you shall go there. We have used shall with you. Why? Because this is the case of command. You shall go there. So these are the examples that how to use will or shall interchangeably in special cases of sentences. And the next model, would or should. First we start with would. Would is the past form of will. The first use of would is the past form of will, like we use in indirect speeches that present tense is converted into past tense. So in those cases we use would as a past form of will. Like, he said that he would do this work. And the another use of would is in the case of polite request. If we emphasize on request and if we do polite request to someone, then we use would. Like we use in general conversation, like, would you please tell me the way to the station? Will you give me this book? Will you please sign this paper? So these are the example of polite request, and we use would models in these cases. Like the example, would you please tell me the way to the station? This sentence is the case of polite request. If you want to emphasize your request, so you should use would word, you would modals. And you can use could modals in place of would. Would and could, both are the modals which are used in case of polite request. And the third use of would is in case of wish. Like you imagine like our king, our bird, our prime minister. So these are the cases of imaginative flight. You just imagine, that is impossible and real life, but you imagine and you wish. So in these cases we use would. Like if we generally wish or imagine, then you say that I wish that I were a bird. But you can use would that in place of I wish. See the examples of this use. I wish that. Yeah, you can say I wish I were a bird. And you use would that in place of I wish. Would that I were a bird. This is the another use of would modals. And the next use of would in case of conditional sentences. If we make conditional sentences in future tense, then we use in one principal clause and a subordinated clause. So we use present indefinite or future indefinite. But if we use in the conditional sentences in past tense and in past tense, then we use the words like that. If I work hard, I would have passed in the examination. So this is the another use of would in case of conditional sentences. Next modal is should. Should, first use is, it is the same as would, it is the past form of shall, and we use in indirect speeches when we converted present tense into past tense. Like the sentence, I said I will do this. Here I said I shall do this work. Then we use indirect speech, I said I should do this work. And the next use of should is in case of lest. When we use lest conjunction in a sentence, then there is a compulsion to use should with lest conjunction. See the example of lest conjunction when we use should with lest. Work hard lest you should fail in the examination. So when we use lest conjunction to join two sentences or two phrases, then we use should modals with lest. You can see the example of this use, this sentence. Another use of should is in cases of suggestion, duty, or you can say determination, like this. suggestion, advice, duty. See the examples of these cases. Like you should walk daily. You should obey your elders. And you can say, if you are ill, you should go to the doctor. If you are ill, you should go to the doctor. So these are the cases of suggestion, advice, and duty. In those cases, we use should to emphasize on suggestion or advice or duty. Next model, may and can. There is a similarity between these words in some cases, like the both modals are used in taking or giving permission. So this is the first use of both modals, that in case of taking or giving permission, like if you are a student and you want to come into the classroom, so you request your sir or ma'am that, may I come in, sir? And the teacher replies, you may come or you may. And in the same case, you can use can. Like, can I use this book? And the reply is this, you can use. So, in taking or giving permission, we can use both of the modals. But it is considered that may is better than can in taking or giving cases, permission cases. And another use of may is in case of optative sentences, we use may, like to express our feelings of curse, pray, blessings. So we use may. May you live long. May God bless you. May you happy. May you succeed in your life. So these are the examples which express the feeling of curse, pray, blessings, etc. May God bless you. May you live long. May you succeed in your life. So these are the cases of wish, pray, curse, or blessings. In these cases, we use may in optative sentences. The next use of may, if we use so that conjunction to join two sentences or two phrases, then we use may modals in these sentences with so that. Like, and these sentences we have used so that conjunction word, and with so that we have used may modals. So in case of so that conjunction, we always use may modals with so that, and the next use of may is in case of a strong or more possibility. Like, it may rain today. So to express possibility, we use may modals in these cases. And the next modal is can. So the first use of can as same like may in taking and giving permission, and the another use of can we use in case of so that. If we use so that word separately, then we use can, like to express your power, ability, capacity. See the example of can. I am so weak that I cannot walk. Be careful while using cannot, because we can't use cannot separately. We always use cannot, or you can say can't, with together. Means there is a restriction in the use of cannot, that we don't use these words separately. Cannot. There is no space between can or not. And the another use of can is to show or to express ability, capacity, and power. Like this sentence, I can speak English, I can do it. So these are the cases which express your ability, capacity, and power. So these are the uses of can. Our next modals is might. First use of might, that it is the past form of may. Like the sentence, in direct speeches, I said that it might be done. So this is the case of the past form of may. And the next use of might is in case of less possibility. Like, it might rain today. So this is the case of less possibility. And the next model is could. First is the use of that it is the past form of can. And second use, in case, as I have already told you, that in case of polite request we can use both the modals or words could as well as would. Could you please tell me the way to the station? So this is the same case as we have used would word. So we can use both the modals could and would in case of polite request. And when we use so that separately and this sentence is past tense, then we use could in place of can. Like, I was so weak that I could not walk. So this is the case of past form of can. And the another use of could, in case of possibility you can use could word. And the another use of could in case of conditional sentence, if you want to show or express power or capacity in past sense, then you can use could models. Like, if you work hard, you could succeed in life. So this is the another use of could model. Our next model is must. Must is very emphatic model, and when in case of compulsion, necessity and fixed determination and a strong moral obligation, we use must word. Like, see the example, see the sentence which express the strong moral obligation, fixed determination or compulsion on duty or necessity in the sentences. Like, one must keep one promises. So this sentence show the or express, you can say, duty or fixed determination or necessity. And the next example is, a soldier must fight for his country. So a soldier must fight for his country express a strong moral obligation or duty. And the next example is, everyone must do his duty. This is the case of duty, or you can say compulsion. And so there are so many examples which express the feelings of a strong moral obligation, fixed determination, compulsion and duty and necessity. But in these cases we always use must. And the another model is ought to. We use ought to interchangeably with should or with must, but there is a difference between these uses of models. Like, ought to in case of a strong possibility, or you can say in case of moral obligation or duty, we use ought to. Like, see the sentence. You ought to win the race. So this is the use of ought to in case of a strong possibility. And the next model is need or dare. Both are the models which are used in the same sense. Like, need meaning to be require or requirement. And dare means to be courageous. See the sentence, need. I need to help you. I need not help you. Need I help you? In the case of affirmative sentences, we can use need to, means we can use to word with need. But in negative or interrogative sentences, we never use to with need. Like you can see the examples, I need not help you. We have not used to with need in these sentences, or we have not used to with need. And the same use of dare, like you dare to go to jungle, and you dare not go to jungle. And the third one, dare you go to jungle. So you can see that we have used to in affirmative sentence with dare, and we have not used to with dare in negative or interrogative sentence. So the use of need or dare almost same. And the next model is use to. We generally use these models to show the past habits. Like I used to play in my childhood. And you can use would model in place of used to in these types of cases. Like I would play in my childhood. So both are the words grammatically correct. You can use used to as well as would in these cases to show the past habits. So these are the modals which are used in our general conversation, but we don't know about certain facts about these modals or the grammatically rules about these modals. So we should know about the grammatically rules or facts about these modals before using these models in a sentence, because in special cases we use these models.